So let's see if we can tell a story with sounds. What do we mean by that? Well, here's sound effect story. Let's just listen to a. Let's take a right one. There, in that story, things are unfolding in sort of a narrative format, one sound after the next. In People Like Us, it's
People
more.
like us.
Hello, and welcome to People Like Us. How much do most of
It's
us
more
know
of a
about people like us?
montage of sounds from daytime TV shows and songs. So I'll leave you to go and listen to those. The Truth Hurts is a really interesting branching narrative created on Spotify. So you listen to an oddly named track and then decide which track comes next. So if you want to make one of these yourself, there's sites that has lots of sounds, that free sounds that you can use. So we can go there and we might search for bird or bird calling in spring. Slightly unusual. This one looks louder. Okay, this one looks cleaner. It's a robin. So I can get these sounds that I like, and if I've registered, I can download this. And I'm looking for WAV files and MP3s because they're quite often simplest to use. So that will be in my downloads folder. So I'm going to put that in my samples folder. But there are also sites like the BBC Sound Effects, where I might be looking for. I wonder if they've got a foghorn or a ship's horn. Rocket ship landing? No. What are they called? I was thinking of one of those things. Foghorn. Oh. Not what I expected, a great sound. Flamborough Head, not far from here. Oh, okay, I like that one. Let's download this one. So, got some more effects that I can collect together. I'll rename this one Foghorn. And also shown there's this one track, one site here where somebody has put together lots of tracks that you can take a long time to listen to quite often when you're looking for tracks. Dance Macabre, they're all very quite dark sounding. What's this? Maybe Doobler Do isn't. Let's see what we've got. Let's listen to this. That's not as dark. So if we like that, we could download that, and as long as we credit the author of this music, then we can use this in our sound story. So which tools can we use to put this together? In other sessions, we've looked at SoundPlant, where you just drag samples onto the keys, then play it. And we've also looked at Audacity, where you can add tracks together and copy and paste and make your story. And there's also sites where you can actually even synthesize your own special effects. So if you wanted we're starting with the mammals preset. So if I wanted a really long and a muddy sound, and I want it to be soft, I don't want it to be nasal, and I want there, and let's see what this sounds like. I need to click there. So I was trying to create a sort of really scary. I can put reverb on there, and I can create my very own sound itself. So I've now got a WAV file there that I can get, which is my sort of lion grumbling that I've generated myself. So that's a great resource. And then there's also sites where you can create this requires flash, but you can create the sort of background ambient noises like seas or winds or crickets, or it takes a little while to load. Here we go. And it generates a drone, a sort of semi-musical. I don't know if we can hear that yet. It sort of builds up slowly, and then slowly. So we could record this if we wanted to use this sort of sound. But we're going to put it all together now, and like as I say, we could use Audacity, or we could use SoundPlant 2 desktop tools that we can download. Loads of fun, those two. Thoroughly recommend them. But let's also look at BandLab, because with BandLab what we might do is create a new composition. Oh, have I maybe used too many up? Oh, I've already got a window open. Let's have a look. Here we go. So let's close that and let's start a new composition in BandLab. Let's create this. BandLab's a great tool that I love. So let's create a voice and mic track, because we're using audio files, not MIDI files. And what I'm going to do first is drag in this background track called Darkness is Coming. Put that right at the beginning. Let's hear some of that. That was from that site of tracks that I found. And this is going to be part of my... I'm going to have a sort of blue jam feel to my story. So now let's start saying, I downloaded some sounds of a man. I want a man whistling, sounding very incompetent, and then I want some crashes to happen. So I've got a whistling track here, and I can just drag this in, and I might choose to add this next one to this bit here. Or I could overlap them by adding a new track, another voice mic track. And I could even use the Robin. And then I got some, let's drag the fog on in after a little while. And then I got some crash noises, some comedy crash noises that I really liked. So I could drag that to happen there, and this to happen then. Now I could start playing this, but one thing that I actually want to do is I can turn the sound of the background track off, and this is like a global setting, or I can use this line here to maybe fade it in to that level there, and then I might choose to sort of fade it out as the whistling's happening, and then when the whistling starts to end, which I could also fade out. So these are sort of dynamically changing the volume as we go. Let's see what it sounds like. And so there, we've now created this track. So there's the person whistling. So now so it has a nice fade in, it doesn't just suddenly... So the music's maybe gone too quiet there. I want to sort of keep it. And then, as part of my story, the fog. Let's move this forward. Oops. Let's turn off. So there's my comedy crash. And so then at this point is where I want my fade out to happen on my music, and the sound ends kind of naturally. And the levels seem about right to me. So now should fade out now. And I don't know if I need to do this, but I can zoom out a little bit and then grab the, oops, need to turn this off now. Grab the end of this track and just pull it down to there because we don't need that. So here we go, there's my 40-second sound story. So now I want to give this a name. My sound story at the top, and I can download the individual tracks, but what I really want to do is create a mixdown which will give me an MP3 of that file. So this is my project file, if you like, where I can make edits and rearrange things, maybe bring more tracks in, tell more of a story, but then this is going to give me a downloaded MP3 in a second. Medium quality. I think if you pay more, you can actually pay more. You can actually get a higher quality file, but it's more than good enough. Here we go. So here is my sound story as one single file. Not sure what it means though. Hopefully you can do something more meaningful and fun.